Hi, this is Reema Kagti.
Hi, this is Zoya Akhtar.
And you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
We have this Zoya Akhtar and Reema Kagti. They have an amazing talent of both writing as well as direction. Pleasure having you guys on Bollywood Hungama. I think
Thank
that was right.
you for having us
Thank
here.
you.
How important is writing for you guys? Because be it any of your films, I think it's a screenplay that has a lot of layers, which makes it so amazing to watch as a viewer.
I mean, writing is the core of it, I think, of any, not just for us, for any filmmaker. I think writing is the core of filmmaking.
Right, but what's your process like while you're writing?
I think it depends. I mean, we write together, but we each direct our work. So it really depends on who picks which subject. Like directorially, we pick a subject, it's personal. We actually spend a lot of time talking, a lot of time in research or just hanging out. And then when we have a sense of where it's going to begin and where it's going to end, we start writing.
And say, for example, with Made in Heaven, I think you guys started in 2017 from what I understand. So it's been 2 years, less than maybe 2 years. So what all goes into it in terms of just deciding that what is the theme like? Because I really like what you guys have in terms of subtext. Aapke jo layers hote hain, I absolutely love it. Be it Gold, there's so many nuances in that. Gully Boy, I love the film. There's so many layers to it that is amazing.
I think the minute you contextualize a story, the minute you kind of root it into some kind of social space which we are familiar with, you know, the minute it's rooted, the characters are rooted in some space, I think the subtext will come naturally, you know. And if you you don't have cardboard characters, I think we try to make sure that our people are, you know, flesh and real. Blood. I think once you do that, I think the subtext just comes quite easily. It's just like the detailing just brings that out, you know. It just gets layered, you know. But you have to work on
like
it.
Made in Heaven, I think, I mean, it is the personal and professional stories of two wedding planners, but on the other hand, it's also a social drama, you know. So I think we both love things, you know, we both like things like this, and we try and achieve that kind of subtext, like you're calling it.
And you
but
know,
I think it's layers, it's depth.
It's layers, and it's set in like, we definitely have in terms of when I talk about context, like we want it to be rooted. Like, so in, like when you take Made in Heaven, it is in a particular class of society of Delhi, you know. It's set in that space and the wedding is such an interesting melting pot because everything comes together. It's like the big thing that you spend on. It's the big thing that you've waited for, you know, within a family. And then it's got different generations coming together. It's got, you know, the modern and the traditional coming together. It's good. So you're bringing all these things together, where India is right now, where we are with our own constructs, with our own beliefs, with our own not just customs, but also things that are actually slightly off with our society, you know. That juxtaposed with a modern way of thinking, juxtaposed with knowing better, you know, with exposure. Just putting those things together, I mean, so these characters dealing with that in this society is interesting.
What is the freedom that you get as far as a web series is concerned, vis-a-vis movies? Because we see that homosexuality element, which I don't think you can maybe show that explicitly in a movie.
See, it's not about homosexuality. It's about any sex.
It's about sexuality.
It's about sexuality. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even a film like Lust Stories, which I made, or which Karan made, I mean, I don't know how that would fly in a Hindi movie. And it's about sexuality. You know, I think there is a certain freedom because you do not have censorship. And there is a certain freedom to talk about sexuality without it being boxed in a particular way. So it's anybody's sexuality.
And it's also the audience that you're speaking to. Sorry to interrupt, but you're speaking to a pretty evolved, you know, somebody who's watching an Amazon Prime original. It's a pretty evolved audience. So you're not really dumbing down for the lowest common denominator, which it's a kind of freedom. This is why it was so important for 377 to be repealed, so that government doesn't give consensus or, you know, kind of almost, you know, they approve of this criminalization. So that's why it's important. But it's going to take, I mean, it's been going on for years and it's going to take years to go away. So there
mindset.
will be a kind of social prejudice. Just because the Supreme Court has declared something, you can't change the way people think or feel overnight. But it's a positive step, and I think with shows like this, it will help destigmatize the whole thing.
Both of you guys, you write in English. From what I understand, maybe I think you think in English as well. A show like Made in Heaven, when you're working on it, do you feel a sense of freedom in terms of that you don't have to cater to that, you know, that कि वो दादर की audience क्या सोच रही है या फिर वो पंजाब की audience क्या होती है?
If you've seen our work, you would realize that we don't think like that anyway.
We don't think like that
Maybe
anyway.
we should
But
start.
you know,
but we
there
don't think
is-
like that anyway.
There is a bit of, I think, transformation from you guys from what, like, say, as far as you are concerned with the Luck by Chance and what we are seeing in Gully Boy.
Right.
It has a lot of elements of mass in that.
Right.
Same with you. You're doing a gold with Akshay Kumar when you started with Honeymoon Travel. So there is a shift. You are having those clickbait moments as well. So I'm saying from that perspective, I think maybe that comes organically over.
No, firstly, like we also have a third writer on this, Alankrita Srivastava,
Right.
which is she's actually the main writer
Right.
with us. We've created the show. I mean, it is liberating because we do think in English. So to write in English was liberating. It's what is actually liberating is that as writers we tend to overwrite. So what was actually liberating is to have 8 hours of content, to be able to build characters, to be able to build stories, to be able to go into nuance and detail and not have to move on. You know what I mean? So that was really, really nice to create, to take your time to develop stories, you know, and then to keep changing the scenario with each episode. With each episode, those were the things that were liberating. And yeah, you don't think of censorship, you don't think of, you know, things like that. So that is liberating. But otherwise, it's, you know, it's the same process beyond a point.
As far as digital content is concerned, as far as web series are concerned, most of the times it is the project that is the hero or the heroine. It is not that you need to have those saleable actors or like the star system. It is the writing which is something that people relate to. It is the situations that people relate to, the entire audience of binge watching. How do you look at that? What is your perception that you don't have those hang-ups that ek star hona chahiye?
It is again liberating. It's liberating because you can because the medium allows you, the way it's constructed, the economy of it and everything, the way it's constructed, the medium allows you don't have a box office, you don't have a weekend opening, you don't need to know numbers. And frankly, to me, it takes me back to my childhood where you just watch films whether you liked it or not. Nobody really knew anything else and it didn't matter because the only thing it matters to is the trade. So here as on a digital medium, the only people that actually know what's working and what's not is them. And no one else. As the audience, I'm watching shows all the time. And I just mean like, I like this show and I'll recommend it. Or I don't like that show and I won't recommend it.
Right.
It's as simple as that. I'm responding purely to content. I'm not responding to who's doing what. That is liberating. Also, I think
Also,
what
the
has
thing of
happened
you
is...
cast who's right. You cast the
You
best
cast who's
person for the
right.
right,
And it's
as opposed to, you know, a
thrown
star.
up such amazing actors. Such amazing actors, you know. And they're all working. And it's very, very nice. You know, so the game has just like been up. It's very, very nice.
So tell us about the actors in Made in Heaven. What all are they offering as?
So we've got a bunch of very talented artists. There's Shobita, there's Jim, there's Arjun, there's Kalki, there's Shivani,
And Shashank.
Sashank. I mean, each of them really, really kind of have gone to the skin of the characters, and I think, I mean, taken it beyond what Alankrita, Zoya, and I had written, you know.
Also, what's interesting is that because each episode gives us a new story, we have really interesting walk-on parts. You know, we have Vinay Pathak, who's a constant in the thing. We have Aisha Raza, who's also a really good actor, who's constant. Vijay Raj comes in. And then we have really interesting people. We have Deepthi Naval, Neena Gupta. They're very interesting. Amrita Puri coming in and going. So it's really been fun. It's been fun. The casting has been fun. Rasika Duggal.
Right.
It's been really fun to have people coming in and out. You know, that's been...
All right, and how many episodes are there? in total?
9.
9 episodes are there. All right. Okay, and how do you look at this change that is happening as far as the Indian entertainment scenario is concerned? That more and more people, they're getting hooked on to web series and digital content, and it is with the data prices like majorly crashing down in India, which is I think a case study in itself. and even the interiors people are interested in.
I mean, it's definitely
lot of
changing how people, what people view as entertainment. I mean, a lot of people say that theatres might go out of business in the future. I hope that doesn't happen.
No, it won't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Theatres are making more money now.
Yeah.
But,
which is interesting.
2018 was a case study.
Which is very interesting. But I think the palette is changing. The people that are watching digital content, their palette is changing because they're watching so many kinds of stories and particular kinds of performances. So suddenly the taste is changing. Slowly, you can see the taste change. You can see it in the last year, the kind of films that have worked. The taste is changing. So I think that's a real positive. Also, what's
and
a positive
you're competing on a global level. It's not,
What's a positive is that there's another platform for that much more talent to work. So whether it's writers, whether it's directors, whether it's actors, producers, there is another whole world that you can get out there and actually create. So, I mean, it's fab.
Okay, so I was reading, I think, one of your interviews, and you've said that both you and Reema, you tend to disagree a lot, and you tend to have a lot of fights while you're writing. So how important are the disagreements?
I think they're as important as the agreements,
Because if you agreed with everything, you might as well write alone. Because then the other person not bringing anything to the table.
Yeah.
And if there's a disagreement, it always leads to something else. There's another point of view.
Yeah.
There's,
if there's a disagreement, it's also a red flag, because if something is working, then it works for both of us.
Yeah.
So if there's a disagreement, then we know that we need to work on this more, because either one of us is not convinced.
Also, we're very different. We've come from very different places. We've been brought up very differently. Our family structures have been different. Our schooling was different. Everything is different. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to have that other point of view and other experience. And I think what's similar is the values are similar. The politics are similar.
Yeah.
So, those things you can't disagree on.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah, it is, because it's difficult.
It
would be difficult to have a collaboration that will last over so many years.
Yeah.
If you had different worldviews
or different values.
Yeah.
Talking about the values and the politics, and so when you look at the Oscars this year, and an Egyptian guy has won the Best Actor award, and a lot of people, they've been celebrated as well. Is it a heartening experience for you guys when you see that?
I mean, I like any celebration of film, but of course it's amazing that they have. There is a huge effort to have diversity.
On the immigrants, and making.
Of course, I mean, but like the Mexican filmmakers have been ruling for a while now, and the point is, you're celebrating good work. You're celebrating different stories. Yeah. You're celebrating diversity. You're actually giving platforms to various kinds of stories and various kinds of cultures, and it's amazing.
And when you hear Olivia Colman saying that for all the little girls just practicing the telly, you never know. So is that something that you have in mind? Maybe like an Oscar for
I don't think there is a filmmaker that is walking this earth that has not thought about
that's your ultimate
Oscar.
dream.
Right. I mean, I'm sure people are going to turn around and say, what is she talking about and all that. But whether you want it, whether you don't want it, whether you think it's worth it, whether you don't think it's worth it, you have at one point said, what would I say when I win an Oscar? It's not possible.
At some point you've got your Oscar
There's a filmmaker
speech down.
walking this earth that hasn't thought about winning an Oscar. It doesn't exist.
So you have a victory speech ready?
Zoya has hers down.
Okay, so you have rehearsed that as well?
Not yet.
Not
yet.
But what was your response when you saw Olivia on stage and the way she...
I love her. I mean,
I was really happy she won because I love her.
Yeah, I was introduced to her on a show called Broadchurch. I thought she was absolutely amazing. So it's and her speech was lovely.
It was amazing.
Yeah, hers was the best speech.
Her speech was lovely.
Outstanding. And in the entire Lady Gaga moment, I think is being made into a GIF and is being just shared.
Yeah, but I think this was the year of lame acceptance speeches, and hers stood out.
What about the massive response that you've received for Gully Boy? One of the best films of maybe the last 10 years.
Thank you. I mean, that's, it's
the reviews have been fabulous. And it's a unique mix that people are loving it. There have been so many people in my office who've seen it say twice and thrice, and they would want to see it once again. It has had a jump on the Saturday, which is always a good sign.
It's it's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming because the kind of messages, even like notes and Facebook and people I don't know writing to me, I mean, it's just really nice. It's really nice to, you put something out there and it resonates with people. It's very, very nice. Yeah.
And once again, as far as the writing part is concerned, there's so many scenes that must have been written. And they are the ones that are standing out. The scene of Ranveer with Vijay Raj explaining that I am something. And Moeen Bhai saying that बहुत तोड़ा मुझे and मेरे बच्चों का ख्याल को खाना खिलाना. And there's so many scenes and Siddhant when they go to his house and his father, the way he reacts and when he's coming out. So he's having those expressions. So I think as far as the writing is concerned, it was fabulous.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I personally feel that Vijay Moria should also be celebrated because he brings in that
Because he's
that
a
lingo.
star. Yeah.
He's
crucial,
just
yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
He's a star. He's, yeah.
So how's the collaboration with him? Like you guys are explaining
It
to
was
him in a certain
amazing
manner.
because we write in English
Ji, ji.
and we write all our dialogue, like it's a dialogue draft, fully, completely. If you want to shoot the film in English, you can.
Right.
You know, then you have to work with the dialogue writer, but the beauty of a good dialogue writer with our scripts is if they can take what we've written and copy that tone and that pitch and the understanding and, you know, change the metaphors to the lingo that is required or the language that is required, you know, and change the metaphors and into that syntax and keep the feeling the same.
Ji.
And he just aced it. He just aced
Yeah,
it.
because you know, if you see, this has been a lingo that's overdone in Hindi films. A lot. I mean, now it's become almost like a caricature of itself. So I think that he did a great job. You know.
Also to be able to get out there and work with other kids, you know, and sit with them and pull that out because it's changed. You know, they're 20 years younger. They speak differently.
Definitely.
The slang is nobody's saying bidu and put ja and all.
Exactly.
You know, yeah. So all that is
both
like,
hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are both hard. All right, and I think the performance is outstanding. Ranveer is on another level. Vijay Verma, everyone is talking about Vijay Verma and Siddhant Chaturvedi.
Yeah.
I think they were outstanding. Amruta, who's played the mother, I think she's outstanding. It's like the casting is on.
And Alia.
Alia is every single time that she is on screen. I
Alia.
think she is tremendous. How important was the casting process for you guys?
Casting
Get the
is very
right
important.
casting, right.
Casting is very important. Like I feel it comes alive, you know, which is why, like, I mean, when you will watch Made in Heaven, you will realize, I mean, it's been a blast doing the show, you know, because we have a set cast, and then every episode we have a new cast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because every episode is a new wedding. So we have a new couple, we have new families, we have new characters. So it's just been, and they are juicy. Casting is juicy, it's fun, you know,
No,
to
definitely.
get the correct
Yes.
people and to play off each other, especially if you're doing ensembles. Like this, it's just really fun. I enjoy it.
What about the process of collaborating on the lyrics? Because you had multiple people who came up with the songs for you. Ankur Tiwari, I think, has done the overall music production. So what was the collaboration that you had as far as the lyrics? I think I love the lyrics of each and every single song.
You have to
It
work
is-
with each writer differently because you know where it comes into the fabric of your story, and that has to match that. So sometimes there were like songs that they were already composed, and I made them take the, you know, change the words, give them a brief. This is the situation. This is the feeling I want. This is what I want to say, and then you just work it. You have to work with each one.
Like Made in Heaven also has a bunch of songs. It's a similar kind of process. You know, you need to find what's right and relevant, and what adds to the scene and brings out what you want.
What was the response when you saw that two videos are made, one by BJP and one by Congress on Azadi?
I mean, what do? There were so many parodies. There were so many memes. You know, the thing about digital is it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. So you can just be like, oh wow, you know, okay, yeah. There's nothing you
It
can
has
do.
caught on. It has
Yeah.
caught on. So rapid fire is Zoya Akhtar. Out of all the compliments you got for Gully Boy, whose compliment was the most special?
Whose compliment was the most special? I think Divine and Nazy. I think where it started from, and I think they both was like, this is beyond us, and this is a big one for hip hop. You know,
Right. If you could choose only one, who's your favorite, MC Sher or Moeen Bhai?
I can't choose one. They're both mine. I'll take half of each.
Yeah, you're Sophie's choicing her
Yeah.
out. You can't do that.
I can't.
Any three advantages of web series over films?
Yeah. A longer time to develop characters, no censorship, and no talk of box office.
Wow. All right. If you were to remake any Hollywood film in Bollywood, which one would it be?
I won't tell you because someone else will make it.
Okay. What would be the titles of the biopic of following people?
Off?
Following people. I'll give you names. Ranveer Singh. What will be the title of his biopic?
What would be the title of Ranveer Singh's biopic? Interesting. I'm just going to plug myself, Gully Boy.
Okay. Shah Rukh Khan.
King.
King.
The king.
All right. Alia Bhatt.
She's a tough one because she's like a little fairy, little pixie, but she's the wisest thing I know. So I just want to try and find something that is both things, you know. She's like a very, I'll just call her warrior princess.
Warrior princess. All right. Hrithik Roshan.
It's just Hrithik Roshan's biopic. He's just, I don't know, the light within.
Farhan Akhtar.
My bro, because I'll only be writing it. First person biopic I'd write is my brother. Yeah.
Hot or not? Following things, hot or not? Tantrums of actresses.
Tantrums of actresses, not hot.
Flirting.
Very hot.
Political dramas.
Hot.
Biopics.
Hot.
Propaganda films.
Not hot.
Okay, if you can please give quick replies in one word. One annoying yet cute habit of Alia Bhatt.
Annoying yet cute habit of Alia Bhatt is there's nothing wrong with her. That's kind of annoying.
She's perfect.
I mean, she's not perfect, but there's nothing that you can be like, she shouldn't do that, or, you know, there's nothing wrong with her. And that sometimes is like, why is nothing wrong with you? If you understand what I mean, yeah.
All right, what's the most common thing between Alia and Ranveer as actors?
What is common between them is that they both are in the moment.
In the moment.
Yeah, and when they are not, they know it. So when they're giving a shot and they know that they were not in the moment, they know it, you know. So I think there's something very rooted in their performances because they really channel it and they know when they're off.
Okay. Which is your most difficult film so far as a director?
Dil Dhadakne Do.
Dil Dhadakne Do?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
The variables were too much. I had 25 actors on a ship I didn't control and a dog. And there were 6 huge stars. And not that they were a pain, they were amazing. But you know, when you have those stories, to actually justify those stories and make a parallel track and layer it, and I mean, it takes work.
Your most favorite song in Gully Boy?
It changes every day. So right now I'm revisiting Asli Hip Hop.
Asli Hip Hop, okay. Your most favorite character in Gully Boy?
My most favorite character in Gully Boy? I'm going to go with Albina for now. Yeah.
Amazing. Albina.
Yeah.
All right, so after this intense and cerebral rapid fire with Zoya Akhtar, it's time for rapid fire with Reema Kagti. Which is your most favorite scene in Gully Boy?
When Moin breaks into rap. Interestingly, it's not something we wrote, and it came out of their
That's what he told me.
workshops. Yeah. But it's one of my most favorite scenes.
Right.
Probably because it surprised me. We hadn't written it. But she's done several films, several scenes very, very well. So it's hard to choose. I mean, I love all of Safina's scenes. Obviously, the end with Murad and his father. You know, when he tells him that he's not going to give this back, it's a gift God gave him.
That's amazing.
That scene hits you. There's so many scenes that hit you. It's very difficult to choose.
And the best part, I think, is the simplicity of that scene. That there's no drama around it. It's just the two of them. Okay, your most favorite film of Zoya Akhtar, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara or Gully Boy?
You're giving me only 2 choices.
Right.
It's very difficult for me to choose. It's really difficult.
Take the one in the cinema hall.
Gully Boy.
What quality, according to you, makes Zoya Akhtar different from contemporary directors?
What quality makes us different?
Makes Zoya Akhtar.
Oh, makes her different. I think the subtext she gets into her films. That's something that no other Indian director, including myself, has been able to do, the way that she does it.
Luck by Chance or Gully Boy for you?
I'll go with What's in the Theatre. Gully Boy. Of course, obviously.
See, that's the transformation that is taking place. All right. Last web series that you watched and loved it.
Looming Tower on Amazon.
Okay. If you could go and hug any character in Gully Boy, who would that be?
Albina. Because she needs it the most.
Albina के memes होने चाहिए. Hot or not falling things? Satirical films. Satirical films.
Hot?
Adult comedies.
Not for me.
Rap.
Hot.
Item songs.
Not.
Censorship.
Not.
All right, quick replies in one word, please. One book that you'd like to turn into a film.
Tehelka's Prism by Madhu Trehan.
Okay, who's your role model?
There are too many people. I mean, there's just too many people who are my role models.
Maybe
But
one.
I mean, I'll probably say Meera Nair because watching Salam Bombay is what made me want to become a director.
If not Ranveer Singh, who else could have played Murad according to you?
I think Zoya would have had to shelve the film if Ranveer said no.
One old Hindi film you'd like to remake today?
I don't know. I'm just going to. I don't know. Maybe Sahib Bibi or Gulam. I love that film.
Okay.
And give it like a modern twist, maybe.
Okay, one actor, actress you're dying to work with.
I'm dying to work with all of them.
Any specific name that comes to your mind?
I'd love to work with Alia.
Okay, Alia Bhatt.
Yeah.
I think that was very, very interesting, but I think we'll have to go with Reema because, you know, she gave the book that she would like to turn into a, you said that I can't name the, because someone else would
I
make
won.
it. Yeah, so
Great.
I think just because of the fact that she took all the IBB and all those names, so we'll have to give it to Reema Kagti.
But I'll share it with Zoya.
No, don't say that. Yeah, बाद में कहिएगा.
Okay.
यहाँ पर that competitiveness, please. All right, so if you can please
We're
hand it over to her.
co-writers, yeah? We stick together. We're
Right.
partners.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
So any victory speech, please.
I want to thank my parents and God. No, I'm kidding.
No, please. Do. A lot of people, they do.
I'd like to thank you for giving me this award.
She has given you.
Zoya, I want to thank you for losing this award to me.
So thank you so much. Lovely talking to you guys. And congratulations for Made in Heaven. Looking forward to the web series. And a huge congratulations for Gully Boy. I think
Thank
a huge
you.
achievement. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Reema Kagti,
Hi, this is Zoya Akhtar.
and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.